Listen, what was your reaction when you watched the Toronto game? I mean, 58 points, that's quite a lot.
I mean, it was a close game for the majority of the game, and into the fourth quarter, it was still a game. I mean, at the end of it, they kind of, made some plays, big plays, to make it look that way. But if you were watching the whole game, it was a tough-fought battle, I thought, the whole game. So impressed. I mean, I'm always impressed when I watch Toronto play. They're well coached, they play hard, and they've won a lot of games for a reason.
Did you learn anything new about this team during that game?
Well, I mean, you always look at things and look at how other people attack them, and look for weaknesses and strengths. And they got a lot of strengths. So I mean, they're a veteran group that plays well together. And like I said, we know we're in for a tough battle every time we play them. So it was much of the same that we saw, but they do it at a high level. So you got to be prepared, and I think we're on the right track to doing that.
More than 500 points this season, over 30 points a game against the Alouettes. What is their biggest strength?
Well, I think they're capable of hurting you in a lot of different ways. I mean, I think they're a three-phase football team, and like I said, I think they're very well coached and they got a lot of talent. So I think when you put that in combination, you win a lot of football games. This is what they've done the last couple of years that I've been here in Montreal. So again, I think they do a lot of things well. Probably too long for me to sit here and talk about, but I know they're a great football team. So we're going to have to be at our best to beat them, and that's what we expect to do.
500 yards on the ground, 520 yards on the ground against the Alouettes in 3 games for Toronto.
So are you telling me we need to stop the run? I mean, that's what you're throwing that out there. Well, that's a great challenge for us. And I think every time you play a team like that that's capable of doing that, you'd like to stop the run. Stop the run first and then go from there. But obviously I know we'll play team defense, gap sound, alignment, assignment technique, and play fast and physical football. And that's what we do. So it's not going to change playing against them.
Is there something that you learned last year in this matchup, maybe to apply?
No, I mean, I think you learn every single game. I don't think just last year applies. I think they all apply. I mean, this year's been a whole nother season. We've played, an 18 full game regular season. We've played them 3 times. So, I mean, we're going to be as prepared as we possibly can be to face them. It still comes down to playing football. We're talking those 6 plays. Which team's going to make them? And, that's our goal is, and our objective is to have our players prepared as possible. They can go out freely and play the game with ability, toughness, and effort. That's all we can ask of them.
When, last year you were the underdog. Now you are the champion. You are the best. So how do you prepare your players for that, for mental?
Nothing has changed how we approach the game. So with the success comes much of the same. I mean, we pride ourselves on connection and compete, and we do it every single day. So we play with a standard of play, with ability, like I said, toughness and effort on every single play. And I think our guys do that. So you're not focused on what everybody's talking about you or what your record is. You're focused the day at hand. So where your feet are, and we've been talking about it, making every second, every minute, and every hour count. So our guys do that, rather than have to worry about a record or who's favored or if we're the best or not. We have to prove that every single day. And I think our guys, again, do a great job of that.
How big of a loss is Johnson, and how are you going to compensate for that?
Well, we've been compensating for it. So, I mean, it is a big loss. He's one of our best defensive players. He's stout in the middle. He makes plays. But we've had a combination of guys inside that can play at a high level as well. So that's what will be what we set out to do. And then it'll just be up to the guys to make the plays. I mean, you can't do more than what's asked of you or what's coached of you and what your ability is. So as long as our guys will play with toughness and effort, and play to their ability, we'll be just fine.
Thank you.
Yep.
Parce que Toronto, c'est un gros défi. Là, ils n'ont mis 58. Ça change un peu votre perspective?
Non, vraiment pas. On sait à quoi s'entendre avec Toronto. Puis je pense vraiment que justement, ça nous donne vraiment un boost de plus là, pour travailler encore plus fort.
Vous avez perdu 2 fois contre eux cette année. Qu'est-ce que vous allez pouvoir changer pour gagner ce match?
Ça va être vraiment à propos de prendre avantage de nos opportunités, autant en défense, special teams, puis en attaque surtout. Là. Il faudrait avoir des longues drives puis des drives qui sont plus courtes en défense. Là.
Toi, personnellement, comment tu le sens? Comment tu le feels?
Moi, c'est la même chose. Toutes les semaines, je suis confiant qu'on a le groupe pour le faire. Là.
En défense, vous avez accordé 520 verges d'attaque au sol en 3 games à Toronto.
Oui.
Êtes-vous capable de les arrêter au sol?
Oui, on est capable d'arrêter. Vraiment, là, je pense que Coach Thorpe a mis l'emphase là-dessus là, cette semaine. Vraiment, on a des formations pour vraiment stopper la course en premier essai, puis ça va nous permettre là, de faire des bonnes choses en deuxième et long. Là.
La clé contre Kelly,
C'est pas de le frapper rapidement dans le match puis de le sortir de sa game aussi?
Oui, non. Avec Kelly, c'est quelqu'un de très... qui marche avec le momentum, je dirais. Fait que si tu peux être dans sa tête là, rapidement, c'est quelque chose qui va t'avantager. Là.
On sait que ton coach Noel Thorpe, c'est une référence dans le milieu. Qu'est-ce qu'il vous a dit comme message? C'est quoi son message? C'est quoi son approche cette semaine?
Pour être honnête, le message ne change pas. T'sais. On se dit la même chose depuis le mois de mai, qu'on est l'équipe à battre. Puis là, on veut juste le prouver à nous-mêmes, le prouver à nos fans que vraiment, on avait raison depuis tout le début. Là.
Ça fait longtemps que je n'ai pas parlé de la défense contre l'attaque au sol. 520 verges contre vous autres en 3 games, Toronto. Puis là, ils viennent de mettre 58 points. Est-ce que c'est un peu inquiétant?
En fait, je ne dirais pas que c'est inquiétant, c'est juste la réalité du football. C'est une équipe qui peut être excessivement explosive, on le sait. Si tu regardes le discours de l'année passée, je pense que c'était dans la même situation où est-ce qu'on n'avait pas réussi à arrêter la course au sol. Puis je pense que c'est juste être capable d'exécuter cette journée-là. On sait c'est quoi la tâche. On sait que c'est une offensive qui veut scorer beaucoup de points. On sait qu'ils ont une très bonne ligne offensive, qui peuvent courir avec un très bon porteur de ballon. Fait que après ça, c'est exécuter. C'est arriver cette journée, exécuter puis arriver la course. C'est pas juste en parler dans les médias, mais ça va être le faire.
Est-ce que vous pensez que vous êtes un peu dans la tête de Chad Kelly?
Je pense pas à ça. Je veux dire, ça m'importe peu que je suis dans sa tête ou je suis pas dans sa tête. C'est à lui de gérer ça. Moi, je m'occupe de qu'est-ce qu'on est capable de faire. Je m'occupe de nos gars en ce moment. T'sais, le focus en ce moment, c'est vraiment sur nous. Puis je pense que si tu commences à focuser sur les mauvaises choses, autant cliché que ça peut sonner, mais ça te sort de ta game, puis t'es pas là pour les bonnes raisons. Fait que pour le moment, c'est 100% nous, qu'est-ce qu'ils font, puis comment on peut le contrer.
Peux-tu nous décrire un peu ta réaction quand tu as regardé le match? Tu as vu 58 points, c'est quand même pas rien.
Bien, à certains points, ça ne me surprend pas au niveau de la défensive d'Ottawa. Baron Maas, j'ai joué avec. C'est une défensive qui essaie de tout couvrir, qui peut être explosive, mais qui a beaucoup, des fois, de mauvaise communication parce que c'est tellement une défensive que tu dois communiquer. Tout le monde doit être sur la même longueur d'onde. Puis tu regardes le match, c'était des boss coverage qui a permis des longs explosifs, mais c'est un peu l'identité de cette défensive-là.
On parle de votre expérience, vous avez gagné l'an passé. Comment ça se traduit ultimement dans le day-to-day?
Je pense que c'est juste l'approche. T'sais, réalistiquement, cette semaine, la préparation est la même. C'est la même préparation qu'on a chaque semaine, qui est quelque chose qu'on a appris l'année passée qui fonctionnait. Quand on a gagné la Coupe, on a dit « tu sais quoi, cette approche-là fonctionne ». Fait qu'on a appris tôt cette saison d'amener la même approche. Après ça, c'est l'exécution sur le terrain. Des fois, il y a des journées que c'est plus difficile d'exécuter. Mais une chose est sûre, c'est que la seule différence que moi, je dirais d'une game comme ça, c'est que tu n'as peut-être pas besoin d'aller chercher une extra motivation. Tu es en série éliminatoire, elle est déjà là.
Est-ce que tu sens, l'année passée, vous étiez négligé. Cette année, vous êtes champion dans l'Est. Sens-tu qu'il y a un différent état d'esprit dans le groupe du fait de ce retournement de situation-là?
Je pense que, tu sais, pour la fin de négliger, je suis pas sûr que j'ai pas vu qu'est-ce que les médias vont sortir, mais je suis pas sûr qu'on va sortir négligé aussi encore cette semaine contre Toronto. Ça ne m'étonnerait pas. Puis à la fin de la journée, s'ils veulent faire ça, ben c'est une motivation de plus pour nous. Mais la mentalité de cette année comparée à l'année passée, je pense que c'est la même mentalité au niveau de on va aller conquérir un titre, je l'ai dit. On n'est pas en mode de défendre un titre, on est en mode d'aller conquérir. Puis c'était l'approche qu'on avait l'année passée, ça nous a aidé, puis c'est la même approche qu'on a cette année.
La différence par rapport à l'année dernière, c'est que là, vous êtes à la maison pour la finale de l'Est. À quel point ça peut changer quelque chose?
C'est différent. Tu sais, pour l'offensive, Chad Kelly il va arriver dans un stade que c'est excessivement bruyant avec nos klaxons. Fait que c'est très bien. Fait que ça veut dire que maintenant, leur ajustement, c'est plus vraiment vocal, c'est beaucoup visuel. Fait que ça va être du silent count. Fait que défensivement, c'est gros pour nous parce que le monde ne réalise pas aussi défensivement, on communique. Mais quand on joue à la maison, on est habitué de moins se parler parce que si j'écoute un call ou j'écoute une formation, bien, on n'entend pas. Fait que c'est beaucoup différent maintenant. Fait que je pense que quand tu joues à la maison, tu as cet avantage-là défensivement d'avoir la foule qui t'avantage pour l'atmosphère. Offensivement, ils sont désavantagés, mais nous aussi, il faut qu'on s'habitue aussi avec le bruit. Fait que tu as cet ajustement-là, puis ça va être différent, c'est sûr.
Stopper la course, mettre un accent là-dessus, mais ça met beaucoup de pression sur la tertiaire. Comment tu vois le défi là, pour tous les gars de la tertiaire? Bien,
la tertiaire devra être impliquée parce qu'il amène le receveur dans la protection. Fait que le receveur, quand il rentre dans la boîte, il faut que ton demi-défensif qui couvre rentre aussi dans la boîte. Puis c'est quelque chose comparativement à, je pense que les dernières games qu'on a un peu moins bien faites que cette semaine, on devra défensivement bien plaquer. On ne pourra pas manquer des plaqués. Puis il faudra être sur notre game.
First of all, what was your reaction when you saw the game? 58 points, that was a lot for Toronto.
Yeah, they played a good game. I feel like that's something that they're supposed to do, is put points on the board. It was good for us to get together, and we all watched it together. And yeah, it was an exciting game. It was good to watch.
At the same time, it was difficult for the Red Blacks DBs. They were beat a lot of times. You feel that your team, will be able to do a lot better than what Ottawa did?
Yeah, no shame to Ottawa, but I feel like we're more prepared. We will be prepared. We've seen them a lot, and we're familiar with their receiving core and Chad Kelly with how he likes to play and their offensive scheme. So feeling very confident about us going into Saturday and putting on a nice show.
What can you improve from the 2 losses this season against Toronto to win Saturday?
For one, the footing is going to be a lot better for us, which is good. But along with that, just playing gap sound. I think we gave up a lot of yards rushing, and that's not like us. I just think we came out kind of flat. So something that we're going to change is just our energy, and that's going to come through our fan base. Also just what's at stake. It's going to be a very high focus, high intensity game, and I feel like our play is going to, like I said, do the talking, and we will be better from what we did last game. And, we looked at it and made the corrections that we needed, and the corrections will be shown on Saturday.
How much do you watch the game of last year for your own preparation?
The East Final? I actually watched it this week, and it was good. It was refreshing, just to see, because I haven't watched it in a while, and I just thought that, Toronto kind of just gave us the game, but they didn't do that. They had a lot of good momentum plays, and we had a good short yardage stop on the goal line. Lemon had a strip sack, and then Stubbs pick, and then Sengi's pick, and they just kind of started falling in our lap. But in the beginning of the game, it was back and forth. They were pushing the ball down the field, and it was just good to watch, to see our energy, to see how we came out. It was definitely refreshing and a good reminder, just how we were able to win last game and what we have to take into this game. So.
Is that the greatest defensive performance you've ever been a part of?
100% that I've been a part of, yeah. Yeah, it was nothing short of amazing just to be a part of it, seeing the turnovers in a game where we were extremely the underdogs, overlooked, and they were the #1 team, and we came out and handled business. And throughout the year, we weren't handling business against them. We were 0-3 against them. So that just kind of goes to show, the corrections will be made, and we'll be able to come out on Saturday and do what we need to do. So,
what did you think of the performance of the Argos about the 58 points?
No, I thought they played well. They did what they had to do. Obviously, had some explosive plays that really turned the tide for them, but. That's exactly what the football team they are. They're good. They're talented. They can stretch you down the field. They can work the run game. They're good in protections. The quarterback obviously can navigate the pocket, timing throws, off-schedule throws. He can make those things happen. So they're no question they're a dangerous football team.
What can you improve from the 2 losses this season against Toronto to win Saturday?
What do we need to improve on? Well, I think. Proof is in we got to make sure that we minimize explosive plays. There's no question. We'll see if they lean on the run game. It's something they've done in the past. We got to make sure that we're good and we're sound versus the run. And then we've obviously got to keep Chad in the pocket, because that's where he's shown that he can make some plays and be dangerous to a defense.
Is disrupting Chad Kelly early going to be important, you think, in this?
I think any quarterback. I'm not going to say we all know the answers, but I think that obviously the guy that touches the ball the most on offense is somebody that you've got to affect. So, but it's not just him. They're solid. They got 3 good running backs. All bring a different dynamic to the offense. They're good in the skilled positions. They run the football extremely well. They're good up front. I think that offensive line does a good job. They're well coached. There's no question about it. And as I said, they throw a lot at you, so you got to be prepared.
How surprised would you be if they don't rely on the run game? That's
well, I'm going to say nothing surprises me. Winnipeg came in here 2 weeks ago, and that was the expectation, and they opened up throwing the football. So I think it kind of works twofold. You rely on the run game, and the next week that you can come in and and they decide, well, they're going to go play action pass, they feel like you're going to load the box and try and take shots on you that way. So we just got to be prepared for what they give us. There's no question.
I dare say, based on what happened September the 28th, they probably believe they can run on this defense.
Yeah, I'm prepared for November, and we're preparing for November 9th. So that's how we look at it.
On some of their explosive plays this weekend, there were some busted coverage. Yeah. How confident are you that your unit won't do that?
Well, I can just say this. I think we gave up the lowest explosions in the league. So we'll just rely on that. I think that's kind of how we're built. I can't speak for what happened with Ottawa. Obviously, I can just talk about what we do, and that's one of the things that we take a lot of pride in is not giving up explosions.